Hi everybody, Honest John here. There have been a lot of talk about the polls that were taken this year and how accurate or inaccurate they were. But there were polls taken that weren't just about who are you voting for in the election. There was one poll taken that had Biden and Trump supporters. And they were asked the same question. How important is the candidate's character? Biden supporters answered that it was very important. It was the most important thing. Trump supporters answered that it wasn't important at all. I guess this shouldn't come as a surprise. Their candidate, Donald Trump, had a lot of character problems. He's a serial sexual predator who admitted on tape to sexually assaulting women. He was a regular attendee at Jeffrey Epstein's parties where having sex with underage girls was a common event. He has been credibly accused of raping several women, including a 13-year-old girl. He's talked about having sex with his daughter Ivanka since she was 12 years old. When he owned the Miss Teen America pageant, it was well known that Trump would burst into the dressing rooms unannounced so that he could see these teenage girls naked. In addition to all of his sexual proclivities, he has a history of bank fraud, tax fraud, laundering money for the Russians, oligarchs, and it is well known that his foreign policy decisions while he was president were made based on his financial interests over the good of the United States. So it's not surprising that Trump's fans answered that character was not important. There was a lot of really nasty stuff that they had to ignore in order to support Trump. But think for a moment about who these voters are. The vast majority of them would call themselves deeply religious Christians. Almost all white evangelical Christians supported Trump. And many more of those voters would call themselves conservatives. But it wasn't that long ago that these same people were loudly complaining that America had lost its moral compass. These are the people who used to lecture us about morality, who used to talk about family values. They often referred to themselves as the conscience of America. They even used to call themselves the moral majority. But now we can all clearly see that that was all bullshit. Like someone once said, the moral majority are neither moral nor a majority in this country. We can all see clearly who and what they are. All that talk about God and Jesus was just a cover-up. They have no moral compass. They have no values. The sole purpose of this charade was to scam people out of money. They can never have a serious conversation about right and wrong again. When the time came to choose between good and evil, they chose evil. And I don't think we should ever let them forget that. Thanks for listening.